probably level 3. What you can do is find these people while they're sleeping that will train you, and you just do all 5 levels. And once the gold gets a little bit higher, like I'm paying now, like I think 12 to 1400 per level just to get my it might be closer to 2000 level now, just to get my light armor skill up, because I don't really plan to use much light armor, so I wanted to get trained on it. And what I'll do is I'll just have them upgrade it, leave the conversation, let them lay back in the bed, get into a sneaking position, save, and then try to pickpocket the gold. And I usually have a 50 to 60% chance to steal it, and I'll just keep trying to steal it back until it succeeds. At that point, which I'm just training for free and not losing any of my gold. Because otherwise, that can get very, very expensive to try to keep training in that. Probably wouldn't do it otherwise, just because I have other things I'd rather spend my money on. I also noticed once my smithing was up to 100 and I wasn't doing the daggers and stuff as much, that it was much, like, my money built up a lot quicker because I wasn't using it all on iron ingots to make daggers. I think we'll just stop for a second and enjoy a little bit of the view. This game has some of the most ridiculous views I've ever seen in a video game. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I get into playing games like this and I start to wonder why I pay $60 for other games, just because the amount of time I've had to put into this game and still barely touch the story is insane. This game shouldn't be a $60 game. I'd pay $100 for it. This game actually got me interested in the Fallout 3 game as well. I was able to find it for, still be able to buy it brand new, so that I assume the developer gets the money for it since it's still brand new, but it's exclusive at GameStop where you get all the DLC and the game, and it was 20 bucks. It was awesome. I'm probably not going to record that one just because it's so old, but I definitely plan to start playing that one soon.
Keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to High Hrothgar.
Go ahead and save it here. And then I'm going to try to pickpocket some stuff. Easiest thing to start off stealing is usually going to be arrows. She doesn't have any. I got a pretty good chance at stealing the gold, so I'm going to try it. And just to make sure I don't have to try to re-steal something else. Go ahead and pickpocket one more thing from her. Nope, that didn't work. So this is just kind of how I leveled up my lockpicking, or not my lockpicking, sorry, the pickpocketing. A lot of loading, a lot of saving. Something that I'm kind of glad I didn't record, because it probably would get pretty boring pretty quickly. Yeah, she just doesn't want to give that up. It's not really anything I care about, so we're just going to stop pickpocketing her. You get the basic gist of how to slowly level that thing up. And like I said, if you can, start with arrows. Get yourself up pretty high that way. Number 4. Kind called on Parthenex, who pitied man. Together they taught men to use the voice. Then dragon more rage. Dragon against tongue. Sneak, you can level up pretty well with around people like this too. I found it's pretty quick to when you know somebody's around, like with her just sitting there. If you get it far enough away where you're hidden, and they just kind of slowly move, and the further you get away from it, the longer you'll be able to sneak for. Let's get a little further away because this is just crazy. Yeah, re-downloaded Kingdoms of the Amular Reckoning. I played the DLC, or not the DLC, I played the demo on it before, and it's just It's almost like Skyrim. Like, there's a lot of similarities between this and Skyrim. It's actually got one of the people that worked on Oblivion helped make that game, and the demo is just awesome. If the game is half as good as the demo is, then that game is going to be amazing. Another game I will be picking up as soon as I can. It's supposed to be just as big as Skyrim, probably. Maybe not quite. Well, all I know is that they brag a little bit about the some of the developers. So it's people that are going to know the story, know where to go, know how to do things the quickest. They did a quote-unquote speed run of the game, and to 100% complete it, and it took them just over 200 hours, which is crazy. And technically, this game, Skyrim, doesn't really have 100% completion you can do, because there's randomly generated, there's certain people you can go to, I guess, and they just give you an infinite number of quests. So you could technically, like, you could quest in this game forever, supposedly. Obviously, I haven't gotten far enough to know this for sure, but it's just what I've read when reading up on this game. Sounds like there's something around here. Alright, Emblem 5. Man prevailed, shouting Alduin out of the world, proving for all that their voice too was strong, although their sacrifices were manyfold. Sounds like they're talking about some kind of war between dragons and man. I assume that's how the dragons were kind of no more for a while. If I remember right, at this point, I actually got killed a couple times by a damn cave troll my first way, or some kind of troll, my first way through. That's why I saved it, and I think that's what I've been hearing. I'm going to have to run through this part a little carefully. I had to killed me a couple times, I remember, and every time I found him in a different spot. So there's my sneak attack damage times 2. And you can actually get it pretty high if ends up being like times 3 or so if once you level up everything. Yeah, dude, just keep running back and forth. Yeah, that's what it's for. Alright, let's go. Stop your feet, bitch. You still gonna burn? Where you going? Luckily they're kind of slow. Get on your knees. Alright. Well, that went a lot better than before. Let's get back to the bow and arrow. Kinda miss that flaming spell. The one I have now is like a fireball. I don't really use destruction magic that much anymore because my bow and arrows are so strong. I'm gonna have to, with my sneaking, I just get incredible damage with it. And I actually got just like my bound sword, I have a bound bow and arrow, and I've got soul trap on it now, which if you kill the target within a certain amount of time, you can steal their soul into a soul gem. And then I use all the soul gems that I fill up to, usually I just kind of enhance the weapons that I find. Like I'll buy some ingots for it and go ahead and smith them as high as I can get them. And then I'll, after I do that, I'll go ahead and enchant them, and that gets my enchanting up pretty high too. Emblem 6. With roaring tongues, the Sky Children conquer, founding the Fist Empire with sword and voice, whilst the dragons withdrew from this world. Yeah, that's talking about the dragons leaving, and now they're back. So yeah, a lot to tell with the, 50 or 60 hours or so of gameplay that I've done since I last recorded. It's been a whole lot of fun. It's so hard to stop playing this game. I can't wait till they make another one. Be tempted to take a week off of work just to sit around and get highly invested in that. Probably won't happen, but it's a good dream. Alright. We should be getting pretty close by now. Emblem number 7. The tongues of Red Mountain went away humbled. Jurgen Windcaller began his 7-year meditation to understand how Drong voices could fail. Not really sure what that's referring to. Yeah, after playing this game, since it's probably going to be... I can't remember exactly how long it usually is between the different games. I want to say it's been 2 years since New Vegas that this game came out. So if there's like 2 years between each game, then I'm going to try to get to Fallout 3, Oblivion, and New Vegas in that amount of time. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but I definitely want to play all those games and get kind of a background story with Oblivion, because Oblivion is mentioned a lot in this. With them making that damn MMO, I'm worried that it's going to put the development of the next Elder Scrolls game behind some. Let's see. Emblem 8. Jurgen Windcaller chose silence and returned. The 17 disputants could not shout him down. Jurgen the Calm built his home on the throat of the world. I don't really remember who that's referring to with that, but if I remember right, these people up here will tell us a lot more about that. Again, we're just going to kind of look at the view. Definitely give you a sense of being high up in here. Just amazes me what they're able to do with this game. I'm not really sure how this game fits on one disc, but then all these other games that they've had to put out lately that are multiple discs, I don't really understand that completely. Maybe Bethesda's just gotten so used to these kind of games that they know how to get it to all fit on one disc. Who knows? Oh, almost missed that one. Number 9. For years all silent, the Greybeard spoke one name. Tibur Septim. Stripling then was summoned to Horgor. They blessed and named him Dovahkiin.